Hello YouTube, Alpha White Wolf bringing you a video that I wanted to do the moment I saw this in my email. I know I haven't been updating for a while. I've been in the middle of a move, and it's honestly, I got the situation kind of under control now. A new apartment is kind of unpacked at this point, but it is very much a case of new location, new job. I'm kind of doing the onboarding right now. I'm in the final portions of the larger onboarding, but once I start getting into the more nitty-gritty details, that's where things are going to get a little bit more complicated. As for this, though, this is something that was very interesting when I saw it. So, the New Year preview, all new Legio Custodes revealed. So, 30k by the look of it, Horus Heresy stuff. And I have already started making a transition into a new army, the Necrons, but I still wanted to the very least give my opinion on this because when I saw this box image and I realized, oh, there's a Custodes in that box, I knew I had to make this video, at the very least to get some more content out there, but also because it finally gave me an excuse to really do the companion video to this one, where I talk about how much I absolutely despise the Custodes tank. But overall, looking at this box, it's actually very interesting because I'm looking at this and I'm just going, okay, the numbers don't really number for me all that well, because looking at these things, I'm looking at this from just a 40k perspective, so I'm guessing that the Horus Heresy stuff has some different rules about unit numbers and unit organization here, but looking at some of these new things, I'm really actually more interested, one, in the Custodes tank sculpt, which was a little frustrating to hear about how they're actually going to be doing a new sculpt of this now, but also a little bit more enthusiasm for this Achilles Dreadnought sculpt, which I haven't read the article. This is literally as far as I've gotten. I've only opened this recently. I've not looked through it. I've not seen any other images, so I have no idea what some of these look like from up close. But looking at these guys, I'm kind of going, okay, I can kind of identify what's going on here. It looks like two squads of Custodian Guard, each one with a different looking Vexilla, which I'm much more a fan of this one with the curved wings here. But it does look like they're separate depending upon whether or not they have their Sentinel Blades or Guardian Spears. This looks like a shield captain, if for nothing else then they're on a fancy little rock, and it looks like they have kind of an iron halo behind their head. The Dreadnought, I'm so happy if they're going to actually make a plastic Contemptor kit that you can start incorporating into your 40k games. I'm going to be so enthusiastic about that. The spear is going to be a little bit more interesting, but once I get further into the article, I'm hoping that they have a picture that's a little bit more close up on this. And I have a companion video that I actually made before I started recording this, talking about how much I hate this Custodes tank and why I hate the Custodes tank. But looking through, here we go. So some Custodian Guard, spearheaded by the mighty Legio Custodes battle group box, small army in its own right, being a new Custodes force, I can agree with that. New Guard quintessential image, Guardian Spears, plumed helmets, armor. Okay, yeah. So you could actually put these together and incorporate them in a 40k army, and they would just be like fancier looking Custodian Guard. Again, though, I really love this Vexilla here. The curved wings are, in my opinion, so much nicer, and it even has little lightning bolts here, which is sweet. The Misericordia, I do really like the kind of segmented abdominal area here. The simple round belly plate that you see on current Custodian Guard is fine, but this looks so much neater to me. It looks so much neater, and you can even see the chest plates have distinct differences as well, and I really like that. I like that a lot. Looks like some differences in the Tarugus. I'm gonna, if I'm pronouncing that wrong, forgive me. The Tarugi's leather straps there. Ooh, that's actually kind of neat. Yeah, in my Custodian Guard, I simply have the entire leather glove painted brown. So having this little black band in the middle, I might do that if I ever pick up the Custodes army again. But I do really like how these Guardian Spears, it looks like a lot more of the shaft is an actual grippable surface, and I do absolutely adore the curved blade here. That is gorgeous to me. Other images.
Huh?
What on earth? What? What? Oh, what? Uh, is that thing bolted to their head? It. That is not hair. That's not just like red dyed hair that they worked through an ornament. You can kind of see the white background poking through here. That they bolted the plume to this person's head. Okay. This is why you do helmeted heads. This is why I make a point of avoiding uncovered heads wherever possible. This is there's some silliness in a lot of the uncovered heads, but this is a silliness that I cannot condone with this. Like, the mohawks are oftentimes bad enough, but this is just ridiculous. It's very funny to me, I will admit, but it is so ridiculous. Yeah, these helmets look so much slicker. The gems, the filigree, the wing pattern, it's gorgeous. Let's see. Ooh, and I love this. The laurel. It looks like, I can't quite see. It almost looks like a fist in a laurel. Interesting. So yeah, you get to really see how the Custodes in these models have had their armor kind of customized to them. It's great. It's really great. I love that. I don't love that. Let's see. The Custodian Sentinels. Okay, so looks like in the Horus Heresy. I haven't seen the rules, so I don't know how the. So I haven't seen the rules, so I don't know how exactly the Sentinels and the Custodian Guard differ in their data sheets. I might take a peek at that later, but I do have to say, I love the shields. The swords are a little interesting. I love this little dip at the base of the blades there. It really helps make the profile of the blade stand out a little bit more, and they still incorporated the built-in bolters in the guard of the sword. I absolutely adore that. But yeah, the shields, this is actually where I get really excited. The Presidium shields in the 40k kit, the shields are all exactly the same, and it's fine. There's some nice detail there, but they're boring. These, though, these are nice. Very pretty. I love the wing pattern here. I kind of prefer the curved wings here, but I can appreciate the more straight wings. And the plume is bolted to their damn head again. I'm really hoping that these are just like two separate kits, but there is also the option of just not even bothering with this head and going for a proper helmet, because this is one of those things that if I put it on my shelf, I'm gonna get distracted by it every single time I pull the army out to play. You see, this is a little nicer. It's more an actual haircut, not just someone bolting an ornament piece that should be going on armor, bolting it to their skull. It's just, this is a little bit nicer. The hair typically has some struggles with Warhammer minis, but this is better. This is better than the plume. Yeah. The shields are nice. The shields are real nice. Fuck the Caladius. Fuck the Caladius. Fuck the Caladius. Okay. Here's the real star of the box. The Achilles Dreadnought. I actually have at least one of these already put together, and I want to say I have at least one other that I was going to be posing in a very interesting way. I was going to do a kit bash of a new Achilles Dreadnought, basically running through a Minotaur Intercessor with his giant Dread Spear. So basically, just imagine this guy posed in such a way that he's double gripping his spear, making the movement as if he's spearing and scooping something up, and on the end of the spear is just impaled an Intercessor wearing the colors of the Minotaurs. That, to me, that was going to be my next project before I started picking up the Necrons, and it might still be something I do in the near future. But I do appreciate the fact that they're now making this out of plastic. The resin kit had issues where there would be like flash bits still sticking to it that you'd have to carefully cut off, and if you weren't careful, you'd basically slice off portions of your model. The spike on the back here was always a tricky spot. But the detail on the model itself looks stunning. It looks absolutely stunning. The little metal here on that they have on the wing portion of the chest, love that. Absolutely beautiful. I can imagine a great deal of color options that people would do for that gem there. Bit of look. Oh, it's a multi-build kit. It's not just the Achilles. Okay. And it's posable good. I can kind of see the posability between these two images here and here. I didn't know that it was going to have the multi-build function. That's awesome. Okay, I'm absolutely in on this now. I'm probably not going to buy the box that this all comes in, but I'm probably going to wait until like maybe this is its own individually boxed item and pick up a couple of those, because god dang, the new plastic kit looks like it's going to be slick. Another thing that I just remembered when looking at the shins here is that on the resin kit there was sometimes issues that I had almost where it looked like cross hatching, where the mold left a kind of weird texture on it. So having this be able to be just like smooth looking metal, I'm going to be looking forward to that a great deal. Also, I love the shield. I'll have to double check the one that I have. I'm pretty sure that the Galatis Dreadnoughts that I have don't have the little gems and the filigree on here. They have the Raptor Imperialis, but they don't have this other detail, I think. And I'll double check that, but I do love how that looks. I do love that. I would prefer, honestly, if the face of the shield was a darker color to make the filigree really stick out that much more vividly. But that's just me. And here we go. Greatest among them, right? Yep, Shield Captain. Okay. The character Rock here was what got me convinced that this was a Shield Captain. And the fact that this looks like an iron halo behind their head. Very nice. Very interesting. I do love the fact that when it comes to the Custodes, you almost can never tell who's more important than the other unless you're pointing out these smaller details. The shield, I love the fact that the shield shape is the way that it is. Lots of texture, but still some pretty decent open areas to have that smooth metal appearance. I would have to see the unpainted version, because if that's a decal, that's a dang nice decal. And it looks like this. Okay, looks like she is a shield captain. Okay. I'm not going to go into a huge rant about female Custodes. I will say that the introduction of female Custodes, the very first female Custodes that we got to see in like visual format was being an asshole. She was pulling a Commander Palmer from Halo 4. So I think that didn't really help with making them well received by the fans. But enough of it on her. Her cape is where it's at. This is the kind of thing. This right here. This is the kind of thing that I would spend hours getting the creases, getting the highlights, getting the metallic reflection. This is the kind of thing that I could sink hours of hobbying into and just be overjoyed when it's all done. This may not be as big as the Dreadnought, but it's definitely going to be one of those things that is a bit of a centerpiece once people start looking closely. That's gorgeous. And oh, okay. I didn't see anything about this. I'm assuming that this is the contents of the box, but if not, and it actually has the Venatari Custodes, I might... Okay, if it has the Venatari Custodes, I might be more inclined to buy the box and then just like sell off the stuff I don't want. Because I was looking into getting some Venatari because their datasheet abilities in 40k are phenomenal. They are scary. Their datasheets are scary in 40k. Caladius with the accelerator cannon. Grav carriers. Okay, the troop transports. Love that art. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, honestly, looking at all of this, I don't know if these are in here. I'm willing to bet that pretty much everything from here down isn't in, but at the very least, I'm eager to see if they will actually release an individual box kit for the Custodes Contemptors, because I would snatch up a couple of those and use those instead. The resin kits are not the worst, but they're clearly not as good as this. They're clearly not as good as this. But yeah, I'm actually really enthusiastic for any further releases in the Horus Heresy for the Custodes. These are looking pretty good. I'm really enthusiastic about that Dreadnought. But yeah, if you like this video, just go ahead and say so down below. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. And if you have suggestions for future videos, drop them in the comments. If you do want to hear me rant on a little bit about how much I hate the Caladius, go ahead and click on the companion video to this one. And that'll be it. I'm Alpha White Wolf. I'm signing off. You keep howling, Wolfpack.